Hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, we just got a second photo, so now we can go over to Mr. Stereoscopic Fan and, well, give him a little something.
Hold it!
Alright, I have to press them. I couldn't just present the photos. Can we really show up clues, though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here, then? This one should do the trick. So let's present the first one. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me 1 more print and I'll amaze you all. I'm sorry, my voices for everyone has been really inconsistent for this trial. Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Mr. Winterbank's on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I didn't have a lesson only yesterday. Please do not go over it again. Alright, the left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in positions of some objects. Then, when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices a shift as if they were depth. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all, not for seeing the crime scene 3-dimensionally anyways. Oh! Of course, now I see. I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have a look at these 2 pictures from Harry's camera, Runo. Go on. Can you see that there's really obvious difference between them? Not really, except the stuff is slightly moved. Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first one and no people in the second one. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now try looking at the pictures in 3 dimension. Alright, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. I'm hoping the game just does it for me. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens of each picture overlapped in the middle. Yeah, I'm too far away from my monitor to actually try it out myself. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo? No, I'm gonna have to see it again. Oh, don't worry, I have just the thing. She brought it, thank goodness. I happen to bring it with me, a portable stereoscope. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you have that contraption with you from the outset, you could have saved me from staring at Mr. Winterbanks and Gina like I hated them all at the same time. And if you remember, I said in reply, that is so much more satisfying to be able to see the effects with your own eyes. Anyway, why don't you try using this little helpful aid now? Alright, thank goodness the game does this. Here goes. Now let's see what we got. Wait, look at that. What's going on with these 2 pictures? Some of the things on the counter, sort of, they just jump at you. Why is that? I don't quite understand. Everyone's using it now. Yes, that's it, you see? That's the amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump at you like that? I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of stereoscope, you'll answer the own question. Basic principle of stereoscope? As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows exactly that there must have been a slight shift in their position. Yes, there must have been. Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of the whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does a shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What, me? I haven't had the first idea. You know, Ryuno, it's quite simple. It is? Let's think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. And the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in turn. That means sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zookers! Someone tampered? New information? Stop! Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop! Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for almost imperceptibly shift in the items in the counter. Well, it has to be one of these guys, doesn't it? So let's present one of them. But first, let's do a quick little cheeky save. I also gotta make sure if my game does crash that I don't have to repeat everything again. Alright, I need to delete that third save because that third save wasn't meant to be there.
Take that!
It was the witness currently in stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait, this does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook says dukes in meaning hands and Lucy Lockets in meaning pockets. But this is another lie? Is this what you're saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold down there a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pickpurse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim, which seemed as my learned friend indicated that she was coercing Mr. Winnebags to open the storeroom. In other words, Mr. Strahd's interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in the testimony. The accused is a pickpurse, a common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact, worse than a pickpurse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she pickpocket, I would not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves. Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. He's lovely when he just uses his forehead. Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Got an interesting group of juries this time. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop. Oh wow, he's actually changed their mind. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination of conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue. Hey, well done! Oh, by the way... Oops. What? You should hold on to this, Ryuno. You never know when you might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. Alright, so now we got the stereoscope. Lord Renseeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Ooh, is that the end to this section? Ooh, man. Slowly finding out the truth. But that stereoscopic thing is kind of odd. Alright, let's save up. Then we will begin in part 2 of the trial. We won't end just yet. Still have more time. Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. These guys are sweating buckets. Man, looking at his prize over there, I kind of want some of his. I presume you heard the defense's counsel's summation examination. Oh, well, Governor. Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov, I did. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Cool, blimey. This is going to be hard work. Earlier this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windowbanks. Well, it was bedlam soon, weren't it? It was, Nas, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, Lucy lockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers... God blimey! On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out? You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, Gov. We hear ya. We blabbing and we'll speak with H. Illegal entry, the whole truth this time. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling through nothing. It was when we heard gunshots, see, made us both jump, all stuff went flying around. But we didn't have... Oh my gosh, I'm trying these missing letters. Lemmy didn't have give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scarped straight into in the black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had the chance, did we? So you admit the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Rinderberg's countertop on the night in question. No ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all. We don't, Nash, we don't. Can it make us sound like a bit more cutthroat? It can't just be a coincidence that these men showed up at Winterbanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Alright, it's time to press them on this. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling through nothing.
Hold it!
If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, aren't we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. What's that, Ringo? Me old China? We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of you lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done, landing yourselves in even more trouble. Ah, well, that's rotten luck. Say the rotten apple eater, says the rotten apple eater. Witness says, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? Well, I'll never ransack nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied up the place. He seems like he's getting annoyed. Sorry. It was when we heard the gunshot scene made us both jump and all that stuff went flying. So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much that you knocked all those things off the counter. Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was out, alright? Blame me. Me dead granny wouldn't have woken up to that bang. Big brother screamed like a blooming baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books and candlesticks and skulls and whatnot. I got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked over them scales on the floor. You really mastered working quietly then. What a racket, me granny would have been scared back into her grave at a clatter like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. Then some. Right? I mean, it was quiet as a mouse and then all of a sudden, bang! Oh, what do you have to say?
Excuse me!
He's viciously eating those fries. I kind of want fries now. Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just now to what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it only. Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night, and last statement they gave them told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it? You claimed you heard the victim shout something before the gunshots. Might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it? Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling that these, like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with the testimony here, fellas. If I discover the witness testimony has been more sloppy than it has heretofore proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against you. Easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it. Yep, it's all coming back to me now. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable mind, sirs. right, Girth. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!"
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously. We did, Gov, we did. Although, I suppose if you be honest, we heard a kind of a wavering voice before that yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun! Kind of thing. Career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Can you tell? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. On the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of a victim, Mr. Winterbanks. On me granny's life, of course it was. On his granny's life, of course it was. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winterbanks and the sound of his voice. So that mean what? What, Nash? What, any ideas? Yes, counsel, indeed it would. No, we didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke and all that fancy clobber giving us that evil eye? If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On me granny's life it is. On his granny's life it must be. The good job is granny's dead. To summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshots, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor. You make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tidied up after good little boys anyways, the way I see it. Alright, we're gonna have to stop this part here, so thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.